It's the Fox Fantasy Insiders, all postseason long, brought to you by Cooley Cars and Gaming.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome to Fox Fantasy Insiders postseason edition, brought to you by Cooley Cards and Gaming. My name is Lucas, this is Corey, and we're your Fox Fantasy Insiders. You know, we got one more game left, Corey. I'm excited.
One more game, one more episode. It's Super Bowl week, and we are really excited to talk to you guys about the entire game. We're going to talk about the game itself, give you some analysis, some predictions. We also want to talk some betting with you, and of course, as always, we're going to leave you with some fantasy advice for the big game. So I guess without any further ado, we can probably get into this, but we want to talk first about Cooley Cards and Gaming a little bit.
Exactly. Cooley Cards and Gaming is now open in Valley Plaza on Alaska. They buy and sell sports, trading, and gaming cards from inexpensive to investment level. Stop in and check out the wide selection of graded and ungraded collectible cards, including newly stocked Magic and Pokemon. Plus, stock up on protective display supplies. Open Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. through 6 p.m. Complete your collection with premium quality cards from Cooley Cards and Gaming. Thank you, Cooley Cards. We would not be here without you guys, and the place is getting fuller and fuller each and every week.
Yeah, it's funny. Every time we come in here, it's so much more full, and it's obviously been 2 weeks since we've been here, so it's amazing to see the progress here, and a really great place to come check out. We've got some great cards on the table here. Obviously, this is all about football right now, right? So we've got a lot of different football packs on the table for you guys to enjoy and just come in and check it out. I mean, they have everything. And it's not just cards, whether it's Pokemon or sports trading cards, but merchandise as well and all sorts of goodies and signed items for the loyal fans out there. So a lot to take in here.
Yeah,
the ultimate fan experience. For sure.
I believe you brought in some cards this morning right before the shoot, and you might get some cash back.
I got to try to make some money out of this show, right?
Exactly. So, come on in and see what they can do for you.
That's right. All right, well, hey, we're going to talk a little bit about the game first, so let's do that.
Yeah.
Our preview. Lucas, what are some of your big things you want to talk about and consider as we enter the big game?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of skill on both of these teams, but there's also a lot of weaknesses. I know we were talking a little bit before the show. The turnovers for the Rams are a big problem, but the Rams' defense is where they shine bright. Both these teams averaged 27.1 points a game in the regular season, which is tied for the 7th in the league. And right there, I think this is going to be more of a shootout than a run-based game. I don't want to give away my score yet. I want to hear what you have to say. But what do you?
Well, I mean, some of the notes I have here. I mean, first of all, this is a big showdown, I think, between two teams that, in a way, as the postseason sort of progressed, kind of felt destined to be here in very different ways. And I think it's an interesting narrative between a team that clearly was committed to going all in this year, facing a team that has really done it the opposite way, built from within, built through the draft, kind of almost a year ahead of schedule, I think a lot of people would agree, with the young coach, with Zach Taylor. People remember it was just this time last year where people were calling for Zach Taylor's head. Yeah. And amazing how quickly that can all change, right? I love the quarterback matchup, Burrow versus Stafford. It's a really interesting matchup. Two totally different stories, but some similarities here. Burrow is the quickest number one pick to start in a Super Bowl. 2 years, right? Conversely, Stafford is the number one pick to play the most seasons in the NFL before making an appearance in the Super Bowl, 13 years. Both guys playing in this game against each other, same entry point in the NFL, two completely different roads. I love that storyline. But for me, I've got three keys to this game. Number one, how will the Bengals offensive line hold up against that vaunted Rams pass rush? Yeah. Now, when it comes to the NFL, in particular the postseason, one of the things I've certainly learned is it's never quite as easy as it seems in the Super Bowl, right? If offensive line is really bad, defensive line really good, two meet forces really bad for Bengals, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't ever seem to play out that way, does it, Lucas?
No. It always one of the teams will come out and be like, "Where was this all season long?"
Right. So, conversely, my second point: can Stafford and company get a lead early and protect the football down the stretch? All postseason long, this Rams team has gotten out ahead, and then the lead withered away towards the end of the game, and turnovers have been that issue. And turnovers, additionally, have been an issue for the Rams all season long. And when you couple that with the fact that the Bengals defense has only surrendered 19 total points in the second half in their 3 playoff games to date, it's an average of 6 points per game in the second half. That's a big storyline to me. The Rams have to get out and get on the Bengals early in this one. The Bengals have clearly shown that they can adjust after the second half.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we got to bring up the the one easy interception that Tart missed in the championship game, or the punt return is what I like to call it.
Right.
I mean, you said it yourself. The Rams probably shouldn't be here. I mean, that was a game-changing play.
And again, that goes back to the destiny thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Rams have, or Stafford in particular, has really seemed like he's tried to allow the other team to win the game in clutch moments. So, that's definitely something to watch. And lastly, who's going to establish the run? Lucas kind of went the opposite direction with what he was talking about, but to me, I think a lot of the talk is about the quarterbacks, and there's two great quarterbacks in this. There's all-pro wide receivers in this matchup, rightfully so. But both of these teams, when they've been their most successful, have been relying on the running game to the tune of 20-plus touches. Who's going to get the ground game established, who's going to get established early, I think, is a key factor in who's going to win this game. Yeah, I think Mixon will get a load for sure. I'm not totally sure. I know Cam Akers has a shoulder issue, and then Henderson is eligible to come off the IR. And then there's Sony Michel, so I'm interested to see what the Rams will do with their running game. But on the other side, I think Mixon will just get a big load. Absolutely. Definitely. All right, Lucas, time for predictions. Yeah, I mean, let's see what you say. I rode the team this whole time. I'm going with the Rams, the home field advantage, even though the home field advantage isn't really home field advantage in LA, because you saw how much red there was in the crowd during the championship game. It is bad, but yeah, I'm going with the Rams, 30-23, and I'm going to say this right now. This is a Super Bowl where I'm totally okay with either team winning. Both teams are fun. The stories are awesome, but I am going with the Rams. I just hope for a triple overtime extravaganza here. Wouldn't that be awesome? That'd be awesome. That would be awesome. It should be a great game. I'm very excited. And like Lucas said, I'm happy with either team winning, which is something I can't always say when we get to the big game. So here's the deal. My prediction. Yeah. I do believe the turnover issues of both the regular season and postseason will rear their ugly head for the Rams. They've turned the ball over 5 times in the postseason, so it's not like that just went away as the postseason went on. Generally, issues that have plagued teams throughout the season don't just magically go away in the Super Bowl. They do prop up. Stafford threw 3 pick-sixes in the regular season. That leads the league. And don't forget, as Lucas mentioned, the Rams shouldn't even be here. I mean, he threw a lollipop interception, maybe the easiest interception of the year to Jaquiski Tartt, or the easiest interception that wasn't. And I'm sure Tartt still feels terrible about that drop to this day. And here's the big thing about the turnovers. I keep going about turnovers. Teams that have won the turnover battle in history of the Super Bowl are 38-6, Lucas. 38-6. That is why I'm taking the Bengals 30-24 over the Rams. I like it. A little disagreement here. I'm excited for this, man. I mean, we had the Pro Bowl last week, which I didn't even watch. I watched a couple highlights here and there, but I'm just ready for this game. This is going to be a fun one, and I just hope the best man win. Yeah, definitely. It's been a good year, and here we are at the Super Bowl going against each other. So love it. This is fun. Well, we're going to talk a little betting. Lucas is uncorrupted by the betting community to date, so I'm going to take it from here. But there are some things I really want to talk about that are really interesting to me from a betting perspective. So certainly, gamble responsibly. Use my advice as just that advice. Make your own decisions. Yeah, write that down. But here's what I see anyway. Obviously, I like the Bengals money line. So you're going to get a better payout there if you take the money line versus taking the Bengals right now, currently sitting at -3.5. The line has moved from -5 to -3.5 over the last couple of days. This, what they would generally consider the smart money, is the money that comes in later. So the smart money has been on the Bengals as well. Some other things that I like that I'm taking: the over at 48.5. Obviously, my score prediction of 30-24 is well over that over. Lucas's score prediction also on the over. I agree. I think this is going to be a game where offense is going to reign supreme. I also like Stafford over 0.5 interceptions. I think if you're on a platform that can allow you to adjust that to even 1.5 and get better odds, I see Stafford throwing multiple picks in this game. I love Kendall Blanton as an anytime touchdown scorer at plus 15.5. Those are great odds on a guy who, with Higbee out, should be a premier red zone target. The Rams love to use the tight ends as they get in close from about 10 yards out. I also love Joe Burrow anytime touchdown at plus 3,300. Now, of course, that means it has to be a rushing touchdown or a receiving touchdown. We're not talking about a passing touchdown here, but here's the deal. When they get down into that red zone, at the 5-yard line, Joe Burrow has shown he'll do whatever it takes to get in the end zone. They were calling him Joey Vick after that touchdown run a few weeks ago. Pass rush, bad offensive line. Joe Burrow is going to be looking, I think, to navigate to get outside the pocket and kind of navigate himself around this big pass rush. So I think an opportunity for free runners coming at him. He breaks one, takes it to the end zone. Those opportunities are going to be there, so I really like that prop. And my final prop, over 16.5 rush attempts for Joe Mixon. Lucas is totally right. I believe Joe Mixon's going to get a big workload in this one. And 16.5 being the number that's currently set, I think is totally safe for Joe Mixon. We're talking rush attempts, not touches, but I feel comfortable with that number.
Yeah, you're going to win some big money. I can tell. Feel pretty
we'll
confident.
See about that. Again, take my advice as just that advice.
Yeah.
Hopefully all those hit.
No, I like those. I think all those make sense. I like the Blanton prop for sure, and we're going to be talking a little bit about him. I got him in one of my lineups here.
And obviously Higbee hasn't been ruled out, so
yeah, as of
be
right
smart.
now. Yeah, right now.
But hey, if Higbee does play, I assume Blanton's odds will go up.
Yeah.
And he'll have a bigger payout opportunity on that anytime TD score, and I still don't mind it. I mean, Higbee's going to be banged up. Blanton has caught touchdowns in games in which Higbee has been playing, so it's not unreasonable.
Yeah, Stafford will go to him for sure. Awesome.
Let's talk some fantasy. I mean, this is what we do, right? We're the fantasy insiders.
That's what we do.
And we're going to end the season. This is our last episode, our final shoot, so we're going to end it talking about the only thing that we've talked about all year long, and that's fantasy. Lucas, talk about your FanDuel lineup.
Yeah, first of all, I'm going to be talking more about FanDuel, Corey's DraftKings, and the contests are a little different here. So for FanDuel, we'll be looking at the NFL Big Game Bowl contest, $5 entry fee and loads of money to be won. The contest is simple. You select one MVP that has a 1.5-point multiplier and then 4 flex spots. Your salary is $60,000, so 5 players to discuss here. I think DraftKings is a little different. Yep. But
same concept, but just a little bit different rules.
Yeah, so we'll start off with my MVP, and I feel like everyone will kind of understand this pick. And I'm going with Cooper Kupp, which is just a no-brainer. He's going for $16,000. It's just weird. All these prices are just going to be outrageous, but I think $16,000. That's worth every penny. You have heard Corey and I talk about Cooper this season, and I just don't want to be too repetitive, but he's the main guy in this offense. 32% target rate. He's caught 4 touchdown passes in 3 playoff games this season and has seen double-digit targets in both the divisional and conference championship games. So I just think the train's not going to stop here. I just think the points are just going to keep flowing. I mean, it's the big game, big Super Bowl. So plug Cooper Kupp in the MVP spot for sure. And then for my first flex, I'm going with Matthew Stafford. I'm stacking, and I just think he's going to step up to the plate. He just threw 300-plus yards and 2 touchdowns in consecutive weeks. And the Bengals have struggled against the pass, so I think big things are going to come with Matthew Stafford. And then, as we just talked about, Kendall Blanton, he's going for $8,000, so he's extremely cheap. And as I'm telling you this right now, Higbee is doubtful for the game, so just monitor that situation all around. But I just think he's a decent value for this FanDuel lineup. He's got both of his targets in the divisional round against the Bucs, and one of them being a touchdown pass. So plug in Blanton for cheap. And then for my third flex spot, I'm going with T. Higgins. I think all the hype with Jamar Chase and Jalen Ramsey is just a big story, but I think T. Higgins for $10,500 is a great price instead of, I think he was like $13,000 on FanDuel. But T. Higgins, give him some love too. And then I'm going with Evan McPherson for my fourth flex spot. He's going for $9,000. He's cheaper than Matt Gay, so it's funny, he just selected a kicker, and I love it. But this guy has got energy. He's got ice in his veins. He's the hottest kicker in all the land. He's knocked down 4 field goals in each of the Bengals' 3 playoff games, including 3 50-yarders.
He's trying to shatter Adam Vinatieri's postseason records all in one season.
This guy's cool, man. I think they said in Cincinnati you can't get his jersey anywhere. It's just sold out. This guy is just a lover. But so that's my FanDuel lineup. Take some advice. Don't take some advice, but that's what I'm going with. Corey.
Follow Lucas and see if we can stack up some wins, right?
Let's do it.
Yeah, I love it. And you're going to see some familiar names on mine as well that Lucas had on his. So for DraftKings, I'm going with the Millie Maker, the Showdown, the Super Bowl Showdown. My captain, I'm taking T. Higgins for a lot of the same reasons that Lucas just mentioned. Now, of course, just like the FanDuel format, the captain is 1.5 multiplier for points and for price. So T. Higgins in the captain slot is $11,400. Again, Joe Burrow is going to produce, and those passes have to go somewhere. I think the Rams are going to probably take a lot from what the Chiefs did to shut down Jamar Chase, and that's going to be a team effort. It's not just going to be Ramsey. And Joe Burrow showed that the next guy he's going to look to is T. Higgins. T. Higgins had a great game last week, riding the hot hand there. For my first flex, I'm going with Cooper Kupp. Obviously a name Lucas mentioned. I don't need to explain anything more than that. The guy is just unbelievable. If you don't have him in your DraftKings lineup, you're not going to make money. Matt Stafford for my second flex. He's going for $10,800. I do, as I've mentioned, you're going to see my DraftKings lineup kind of mirrors a lot of my predictions. I still think he's going to put up a lot of yards. I still think he's going to put up some points, throw some touchdowns.
And interceptions.
I do think that there's going to be some interceptions there, and that's why I also have the Bengals defense, which is going for $3,200. Bengals, and look, you got to put these lineups together, and you got to try to be non-traditional. Bengals defense probably not going to be highly owned in the DraftKings format, and obviously if they have a big game, you have a chance to make some serious money. Joe Burrow also in my lineup, $10,600 because you got to, stacking him with T. Higgins. I love it. And then for my final flex spot, I mean, in this format, you just can't pick household names. You got to take a couple of reaches if you're going to grab the studs like I did. Samaje Perine going for $2,400. He's involved. It's not just Joe Mixon. Samaje Perine absolutely is involved, and he's particularly involved on third downs.
He's cheap.
And if I've got Joe Burrow in the lineup, Joe Burrow throws a couple touchdowns, one to T. Higgins, one to Samaje Perine. I could totally see that happening, and if that happens, this DraftKings lineup is going to perform really, really well.
I like it a lot. I like the defense play. You make a great point there, and I can see Matt Stafford just choking, throwing a pick six right at the end of the game.
I personally love the showdown format. When we've done this show throughout the year, we've been talking classic, and I always put together a classic lineup. The format I've always done better with has been showdown, because you're only picking between two teams. With that, there's some redundancies, and you have to try to pick non-traditional things, and you kind of almost have to pick towards a storyline. My picks reflect my storyline of I think the Rams are going to turn the ball over.
Yep.
I think that Cooper Kupp can't be stopped, and I think he's going to go off, but I also think that Matt Stafford's going to make mistakes. Bengals D is going to capitalize on those mistakes, and Joe Burrow hopefully takes advantage of those mistakes with touchdowns to T. Higgins and touchdown to Samaje Perine.
I know, man. We're only a few days away, and I cannot wait. This is going to be a fun Super Bowl 56. So I'm pumped. And then that's it. We're done now. Yeah,
that's it. We can finally drink those beers that were in front of our table all those weeks
I got them all saved
at
up.
the Sports Hub. So thank you to the Sports Hub for carrying us through the regular season. Of course, Cooley Cards and Gaming for carrying us for the postseason. This has been a joy to be able to bring these picks to you. I've received lots of feedback from people from Michigan, Illinois, Wisconsin, our followers on Twitter. Some people are happy with us, some people aren't happy with us. Hopefully you used. We definitely crushed it during the regular season with the sleeper picks, especially towards the back half of the season. We really found a rhythm there. And hopefully you took advantage of our good picks throughout the year and ignored our bad picks, and we helped you make some money and made your football season a little bit more enjoyable.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, thank you guys for joining us, and this is it.
We're signing off.
Have a great off season.
Have a great off season. Maybe we'll see you guys around draft time.
Yeah.
Maybe there'll be an insiders draft special. I don't know. We'll see. But we're definitely going to try to continue to interact with you guys on Twitter. So follow us at FF Insiders 2548. We will look to continue to be active and involved in the fantasy discussions, and hope to be able to do all this again for you next year.
Awesome. Good luck.
Good luck.
It's the Fox Fantasy Insiders, all postseason long, brought to you by Cooley Cars and Gaming.